welcome back to my YouTube channel. What do we do here? Personal development, spiritual and relationship wellness matters. And today our vlog is gonna be a little bit fun. It's been a while since I did a vlog on in my kitchen, and today we have a guest who's gonna introduce herself. Then we're going to proceed to tell you guys what we are doing today.
My name is Lorraine.
Yes, so her name is Lorraine Wanjiko. She's my cousin, and she came over for a visit, and I decided, you know what, she's gonna teach us how to bake donuts. She's a better baker, I believe, than myself, because the only thing I know how to bake is a vanilla cake. But guys, for some reason, think I'm a good baker, so I'm learning how to bake donuts today. So she could introduce for us the ingredients.
So there's milk, salt,
okay,
baking powder, butter.
Yep. This is chocolate, because we are also going to glaze the donuts with chocolate, white chocolate, and coconut, desiccated coconut,
which is here.
Yeah.
Then there's flour and flour, sugar, 2 eggs.
Amazing. So guys, we want to teach you our kienyeji way of baking donuts. We want to see the turnout, and I think we should start, right?
Yeah.
All right. So what do we start with?
Like 3/4 cup of milk. Wait, how many are we making?
Honestly, guys, we don't know. Like, we don't have a permanent number because it's
okay. We just put
1
cup.
We just put 1 cup.
Okay, there's 1 cup of milk.
We put here.
Okay.
Our basin is really big, but
should we warm it?
I don't know.
Okay, we'll just have it cool.
Okay. So do we start with the dry ingredients or wet ingredients, by the way?
We'll just go along.
However.
Yeah.
So let's do this.
Do you have like a spoon?
Yeah. A big one?
Yeah.
This big? This is fine?
Yeah, we'll use that for the salts.
Okay.
And then
we can still use it anyway for sugar.
We'll put like 1/4 cup of, I don't know if it's a quarter or a half, but we'll just put like a half cup of sugar.
Okay.
Okay, that looks like a lot. I won't put a lot.
Really?
Or do you think it's fine?
No, we don't want it to be too sugary. That's fine. Add a little bit more.
I think
okay.
That's fine.
So we get another cup to measure flour or flour, depending who your English teacher is or was. So we use a different. I give you a different cup of flour.
Yeah, I think we can still use this one if I put this back.
No, that's gonna stress you. So let's use this.
Okay.
So guys, you need to stick with us because we can assure you you're going to learn a lot from this class by Lorraine. And then especially for the last bit where we get to melt our chocolate and glaze our donuts. You are not ready for this. Amazing. So I feel like basically the first, like how you prepare donuts is just how you prepare mandazis initially, right?
Yeah.
I don't know where the difference is gonna come in, but let's watch.
I think it's just the shape.
Oh, the shape. Okay.
Yeah, I think we can use this for flour now.
Alright.
Yeah, so now we'll add some salt.
Let's put this on you so that's alright. while we do this, Shiko, let me ask you a question. Like totally out of cooking.
Okay.
Do you think like the person that you are now, I feel like right now at your age, you're able to tell your character, right? And your person, you can describe your like personality a bit more. Would you say you've been shaped more by where you've come from or the interaction with the outside environment? Like family, are you more of what your family is like? Are you your own person, or have you been influenced by like the interaction with your friends? Because I mean, I feel like we spend most of our time in school, right, than we spend at home. Because think of it, even if you're in a day school or in a boarding school,
Yeah.
like you only get to spend time at home on weekends, but from Monday to Friday you're in school.
Yeah.
But do you feel like, what do you feel influences your life more?
Okay, more. Okay, in general,
In
I
terms
think
of
it's
just
everything.
who you are.
But I think it depends.
On we add.
Yeah.
Oh, we don't. Oh, if it cools, it's going to solidify again. Okay.
Yeah, I think it's like a mixture of both, definitely.
Yeah.
Because I think when you're like with people your age, you obviously act different. Yeah, but then it's not like you're a completely different person. Okay, for me at least.
Yeah.
It's not like
your
I'm
experience.
Yeah, like I'll be both humorous to my family and my friends. But then I guess, yeah, I think that's just it.
You think there are certain things that remain the same whether you're with your family or with your friends?
Yeah, like I think with my family, I'm definitely like more outgoing, I would say.
Oh,
yeah.
I think that's good, because then that means you're more free with your family than you are.
Because I feel like I'm used to them, they're used to me, so there's nothing to hide. Like we've been living together.
You're your own person.
Yeah. But then when I'm with my friends, I mean, I'm also outgoing, but it's like limited in comparison to when I'm with my family. But like it's not like, yeah. But then when I'm with like people I've never, like, okay, not never necessarily never, but like I don't interact with as much.
Yeah.
It's definitely different. I'm definitely more like closed off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or you feel like there are limits.
Yeah.
There are limits to how much of yourself you give, like to the outside world.
Yeah.
Interesting. How do you feel like that affects your day to day? For example, in school, I feel like once you're in school, okay, when I used to be in boarding, my friendships really like could affect my studies even. That's what I realized. Like, because you become more of what you give. Like if you choose to see, there they say company has a lot to do with who you become.
Yeah.
And that's true like for everyone, not just at if when you're young.
Yeah.
It's also true for when you're older. So I'm like, how much of your life do you think like friendships affect in terms of performance generally? Like performing in games, performing in school, performing just the person that you are. Because I feel like in every environment, for example, if you were to have, say, your parents are very, very authoritative, they affect how you perform and how you act when you're around them. So how much of like how do you feel friendships affect like performance generally in life? Do you think it's up to you how much they affect, or do you think it just happens?
I think it definitely depends on the person. Because I know like a lot of different people who obviously they have potential with a lot of things, but friendships bring them down.
Yeah.
But I have people who are similar, a lot of potential, similar friendships, but they just know how to control themselves in those
Really?
friendships. Yeah, because it's like
So
if you make your whole personality, no, your whole self
yeah.
based on friendships, like that's who you are. You're just, or like you're just a more dependent person rather than independent. Then definitely it's going to affect you. But if you're more of like not entirely introverted,
Yeah.
but like you like your own space.
Why do I feel like you're struggling with that spoon? Should we get this?
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like this will make it easier for you. You were saying?
If you like, I feel like it all depends on your discipline, to be honest. And
so how do you manage? Unajua, like you now, being a young person, the reason I'm asking is because maybe I've had experiences with my, I don't know if because I'm introverted or something like that. For example, me being in new environments is really hard because I'm not able to like blend in easily.
Like with people? Or
yeah, with people. And then when I was younger, I used to feel like to some extent I have to cave in, like to act up to the environment that I'm in, so that I feel accepted. You understand?
Makes sense.
So that I feel like I'm fitting in and I don't have yani sijui kama I should call it inferiority complex. How do you deal with such? Because I can imagine right now at your age maybe there's that desire to want to fit in. So what roots you, what makes you, because I feel like you really have a strong personality, what roots you, what makes you be yourself regardless of who's around you, like what gives you power, let me say it that way, what gives you power to still be you regardless of who you meet? Do you ever feel threatened by people in your environment, like you're less?
I mean, yeah.
Nice.
But it's just about like first of all like knowing yourself on like deeper levels, like knowing what you want, what you don't like on deeper levels, not like I don't like this, I don't like that. It's like if this person is here at this time, I won't like that.
Okay.
And then also knowing, I don't know, just adjusting to being alone, I feel like is the biggest thing.
For real?
Yeah.
Expound on that.
Because if you like once you get comfortable with yourself enough to be alone, it's like when you go into new environments, you're not automatically looking to find people who like you or who will match your energy.
Wait, I love that so much. Unajua nini guys, the reason why I love what she said is because for me it has taken me some time to learn that. And by the way guys, just so you know, we did a personality test with Shiko, and I figured we lean more towards the same personality. So I feel like, I don't know if you've seen people online writing letters to dear younger me. So I'm like, as we have this conversation with you, I want to see, now that we lean towards like almost the same personality, your thoughts, the way you are thinking right now, is it how I used to think at your age? I'm like, is it I just want to understand, is it a personality thing, or is it, does it cut across our personality, or is it like an individual thing? And I feel like it cuts across this kind of personality. And guys, we should do a personality test. I keep telling people to do personality tests because they're very helpful. They help you understand yourself better. Remember, this channel is also about personal development, guys, and one way towards growing as a person is to know your personality. It helps you towards self-awareness. So go and do that OSPP test. It's gonna help you. So Shiko, you were talking about being comfortable in your own space. Does it mean snobbing people, or what do you mean by
it? Could
like have your honesty.
It's honestly good, like sometimes, but if they're like people who deserve to be in your life, they won't take it in a rude way. Like obviously it's not every time. Sometimes you have to sacrifice for your friendships, but not all the time. Like if it's me time, it's me time. Now if there's obviously an emergency, I'll be down to like put that me time if it's someone that's worth it.
Yeah.
But if it's someone who's just there to like, I don't know, they don't bring you peace, they don't bring you value,
Yeah.
then and it's not worth it, then you stay in your own space.
Without feeling guilty.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
you're doing this for you, you're living for yourself,
Mhm.
not anyone else but God, of course.
Ow.
But
I
then-
love the spiritual sensitivity. Yeah.
Yeah, but then
Mhm.
obviously like people also have to understand that
Yeah.
even if like if you're friends with an introvert, you might know like
Yeah.
you might notice like they might get a bit, I don't know, sensitive when you're
Mhm.
like too much in their space.
Yeah.
And you just have to learn to respect that.
Mhm.
You know, boundaries.
Ooh,
Your
girl.
boundaries your boundaries with an extroverted person could
Yeah.
be different with your boundaries
Yeah.
from an introverted person. They could be way higher.
Yeah.
So yeah. But just
because
learning,
introverts with their time.
yeah.
Yeah.
But then yeah, just learning how to be by yourself, because you came here alone.
Yeah.
You
At
live
the
here
end of the day,
alone.
by the way, that's an important thing. I mean, to learn when it comes to just being comfortable in your own space, being
Yeah.
comfortable in your own persona, because then it's really difficult to be influenced negatively. Where do you think you learned that? Is it something that just happened inside of you naturally, or is it something that you've learned through a person?
I think it's something, I think it's both. I think
Mhm.
obviously growing up, my
Yeah.
parents have always advised me like,
Yeah.
be careful, like your friends would like, you know, when they say, oh yeah, I can tell who you are just by your friends.
Yeah.
Yeah, just being extra cautious.
Mhm.
Obviously not neglecting everyone just
Definitely.
from what you hear, because I feel like there's a side, like more than two sides to every story.
Mhm.
So yeah, but just being careful
Yeah.
about how much you put yourself out there, especially
Ooh.
with certain people, because you never know.
Yeah.
Like you really never know who to trust, especially in schools,
Mm.
because it's like you're just there, you're all there for this a similar purpose, of course,
Right.
which is like education.
Mhm.
But obviously you'll have to make friends,
Mm.
you'll have
You're
to have
social beings anyway.
yeah,
Mhm.
you'll have to have that social interactions and
Mhm.
stuff, but
Yeah.
you just have to be careful. So that's what my parents taught me.
Mhm.
And then learning from experience, and
Yeah.
learning from seeing what happens to others.
Uh-huh.
Like if you see a certain person just on the sidelines, mind you, you're not even involved,
Yeah.
but you see a certain person being
Mm.
treated a certain way,
I
and you're
know,
like-
and introverts are so sensitive to that because you feel
Yeah.
like defending people who
Yeah.
you feel, yeah.
but then you're like, okay, I've not gone through it, but I've seen it happening. Why would I set myself up now?
I love that. I love that
Yeah.
kind of awareness, by the way.
Yeah, you have to be very aware. in
So
social
by the
surroundings.
time you're like deciding that, you know what, I need to be comfortable in my own space, do you feel like it costed you somehow? Like, has it costed you friendships?
Yeah. Okay, it's like yeah.
Did you ever feel like to some extent you're secluded? Yes, you decide to seclude yourself because that's just naturally an introvert, but do you sometimes feel like, oh, I should have tried to interact more because now all of a sudden
Mm-hmm.
I'm too lonely? Do you
Yeah.
ever feel that way, like you need to balance?
Yeah, I mean sometimes
Yes.
like I honestly don't even think about what other people think. Like if you see me by myself and you call me lonely, it's like it's sour, it's your opinion, it's fine.
For real?
Yeah, I really don't mind. But then
Yeah.
obviously it depends on the crowd, because some
Mhm.
people would say it and then make it like so awkward for you because you're
Yeah.
alone. You can't even whisper to the person next to you. You're like, and I'm not going to talk to myself in front of all of you.
Right,
So
of course.
I'll be like, okay, this
So-
is awkward. But
So how do you form friendships, being an introvert like that and being so comfortable in your own space? What
I
do you
think-
rely on to make friends?
I think it's about, I mean, I feel like making friends is the easy part. Now choosing who to actually prioritize is what
For real?
is
Should we like add more flour?
I'm also thinking, because
Yeah.
I don't want to make it too hard.
Oh, it
Yeah.
shouldn't be too hard.
Yeah.
Okay.
So just add a bit.
So guys, don't forget that we are still making our donuts, but we're also having a conversation around the possibility of being exactly who you're meant to be and still having people around you, because I feel like,
It will always happen.
yeah, like it's always a dance there between being the person that you are created to be genuinely and authentically, and also having people around you I don't know, maybe especially, let me tell you something funny. I feel like it's a struggle more for extroverts to find that balance than for introverts, because extroverts really interact with anyone, and there's a thing you are saying that making friends is the easy part, but knowing who stays is kind of difficult.
Yeah.
But for introverts, is that the case? Because I feel like for me, making friends is really hard. Like, because I will hardly ever initiate conversations, and now sometimes people consider me as a snob. So
Yeah.
before they actually come and talk to me,
They're like, yeah.
they're like, she's a snob, so why should I, why should we talk to her? So do you feel like you struggle making new friends?
I mean, it depends. Because, like, in places where it's like let's say you're joining a new school, and it's like you're the only new person.
Yeah, it's hard.
That's definitely going to be hard. But if it's like
You're
me,
all
I'm in a
new.
boarding school.
Yeah.
Now, if more people come, it's like I'm already used to this place. I already have some friends.
Yeah.
So now it's just like learning about new people, seeing if they're
You're
like,
all trying to learn each other.
I feel like that's much easier because it's like,
So are you saying it's easier for you to make friends like in an environment where there's a particular goal that took you there? For example, it's easier for you to make friends in school. You guys went there for education, so in one way or the other you'll have to interact, than making friends at a wedding, for example. Because at a wedding it's very broad, the spectrum. You went there for social reasons, and now the fact that you're not a social person per se, it becomes more difficult.
Unless I have someone with me like dragging me around and introducing me to everyone.
Right. So there's a part where you said like your parents have really, really like contributed towards also how you think in terms of friendships and where to draw boundaries. Do you feel like sometimes they're too much into your space? How do you handle that, the parents? Because
my parents or
your parents, because I feel like there's an age where you need, the truth is you need your parents, but you feel like you always want to run. Have you ever been in that situation where you're like, they're too much into my space, and now you're feeling kind of like you're grown, for them to be in your, have you felt that way, and how do you address that?
I feel like that a lot.
For real?
Then when I reflect on it, it's like everything they say is so valid, and you just see it like you're like, oh, they were right.
Like looking back,
like in the moment you're like, what do you know? You're not even my age,
right?
Your times are not my times. But in reality, what they're saying is actually sense. Like one way or another. Sometimes I feel like I don't like outwardly disagree. I don't say like, oh no, you're wrong. It's just your head. You're like, no, they're wrong. But then I feel like part of that is just me not wanting to accept that that's actually the truth. Like it happens. And it's probably going to happen to me as well.
Right.
But at least they're showing me how to overcome it, or like how to prevent it.
It's true. By the way, the thing about authority, and dependable authority for that matter, I mean, when you're growing up, initially you might not see it, but going forward, when you look at like things they've warned you about or things they've taught you, that's how I think you build trust with your parents. Because if they've said several things and along the way you saw sense in them, then you keep building that trust with time. You're like, oh, they said this and you tracked, they said this and you tracked, and it doesn't have to work all the time, but to also understand that they come from a good place, like they just want the best for you.
They don't have bad intentions at the end of
really helps. That reminds me, see, when we were watching that movie Under Paris, and people are like, don't go there, and because of your curiosity, and because of, so you guys should watch that movie. I think it's interesting. It has a lot, like there's a lot to learn from it. Like there are people who've gone like before you, and me, I am a supporter of at least listening to people. They don't necessarily have to be accurate all the time, but like we were watching a movie, and so they're trying to protect this shark, to go to its natural habitat, but this shark is dangerous. I feel like that's how the world is. We look at our parents as, no, let me live my life, let me teach, let me get to learn through my own experiences.
Yeah.
Of course, there's a place for personal experiences, but there's also really a need
To be aware.
yeah, like to also listen, because to also listen and also assess, why would, like, for example, why would my parents not want me to do this, why would my parents not want me to do that, or even just, you know, bigger siblings or something like that. It's really difficult, by the way, it's really difficult to find a balance with your relationship with parents. For example, for my mom was really tough for me while growing up. She was really tough. I remember one time I went to my friend's party and she had given me permission, but it got to, I think, around 6, and my mom lost it. She was like, how are you not, do you know she came for me at my friend's place? And now I had gotten so comfortable, I thought, we're even gonna do a sleepover. But my mom was like,
She
you know
came.
what, I'm your parent and I'm parenting you the best way I know how to. I don't care if you have a million friends there. But looking back, I feel like I'm kind of grateful that she was that way. Of course, at the time it felt like she was being overprotective and all
Too
those
much.
things. Yeah, like too much in my space. I'm like, when will
Let
I
me
ever have
live.
my life? And surprisingly, right now I keep missing her. I'm like, oh my god, I need to talk to my mom. I need to. It's funny how life works,
Yeah.
like backwards. When you really need your parents, you want to really avoid them,
Yeah.
and when you really now are solid in your
When you
values,
really
is when now you want to be around them all the time.
Even them, they're getting tired.
I know, even then they're like,
Let me
is
live.
this child of mine ready to live her own life? But anyway, I think that's life. But it's interesting. I love the awareness you have in terms of just balancing, because I feel like at this age it's so easy to get swayed and to lose yourself.
Very easy.
Yeah, and to lose your sense of self, and to lose your sense of balance. And you know, friendships really can affect performance, like,
Badly.
yeah, they really affect, they can affect your studies, they can affect your career choice,
Yeah.
they can affect, I don't know, friendships really affect a person's way of life, like the trajectory your life takes. Because that's how you find some people have gotten into, I don't know, drugs, and then again there is need for them to be taken to a rehab because now you are out of control. You know, like, initially it looked interesting, and then all of a sudden you need help.
Yeah.
You know, so I'm like,
Becomes serious. From
Yeah.
a joke to very serious.
yeah, no, it becomes, initially it's a joke, and then all of a sudden things are out of hand. You don't know what to do, you don't know how to get yourself out of that place, and the very people that were helping you at the time, the ones you were ignoring now, are the ones who also should take up the burden of.
Yeah.
It's crazy. It's crazy. But guys, I think we are almost done,
Yeah.
right? Is it too soft?
No, I think it's fine.
Okay, so we give it time.
To sit.
Yeah, we give it time, it sits a bit so that the yeast does its thing. We let that sit for like another 15 minutes because it needs to rise again. So the next time you see us now, it's when we get to deep fry this, and then we do our coconut, desiccated coconut and chocolate, and then voila, we will have our donuts. So stick with us until that time.
And then it will just come out.
Will it?
I don't know either.
So guys, now we're in the process of deep frying them, our donuts. Oh, we are doing well. The kahol is not closing. I'm excited. I can't wait for when now we are glazing it with coconut and chocolate. You guys,
Is that melting the chocolate?
I think so too. Yeah.
So now we have dinner and dessert.
Yes. Oh, yes, girl. Dinner and dessert for sure. I don't even thought about it like that.
Seriously.
I think you can sprinkle.
Okay.
Yep.